All right, you guys know we got Northern Iowa this week. We'll go up there, take off out of here on Friday, leave at 4 o'clock. As of late, they've been on a tough streak here, but you can see that injuries haven't helped them in any way. Early in the year, they had a big win against Iowa State. McNeese State, another pretty good team, got after them pretty good, I think 41-6, but had some injuries. Coach Farley's son got hurt. He was a big part of their defense, and I think that they're still a good defense. You can see that on film. They're basically giving up about 20 points a game. I think 26 sacks, 61 tackles for a loss, 35%, 30% on third down, and that's just part of having an established program. Some guys get hurt, some other guys step in. Coach Farley's been there a long time. I'm sure that this is not a foreign situation to him. He knows how to get a team to rebound. Offensively, they'll be probably playing with another quarterback, potentially a tailback there, but even when they bring those other guys in, you can see that they can run. They have got great team speed overall. You can see that on special teams. And, the home environment that they have there is something that you got to be aware of because of the noise factor and playing indoors there. And they got a great home crowd and a proud tradition.
Are you shocked where they are right now, last 5 in a row?
Well, I mean, yes, I am, but they've been just kind of on the short end of the stick. You had 3 overtime games there, and there's some plays in every one of those games that could have went their way, and it could be a significant difference in overall record. When you're playing games in this conference, because of the parity, 3 or 4 plays determine games in our conference right now, and that's just something you got to be conscious of. And of the maybe 60 or 70 plays that you get on offense or defense, you don't know which one of those plays is going to have any effect on the outcome of the game. So you got to just play one play at a time and make sure you're doing what you're coached to do.
Coach, even though you get to practice in the Watts, how much of an advantage is there to have played in a dome, game conditions, last week going into Northern Iowa?
I think it'll help us. Their surface is different, though. South Dakota's surface was really quite different than we expected it to be. Much different than our indoor turf that we have. Really unlike any turf that I've been on. So that turf is a lot different. The turf at Northern Iowa is much similar to what we're used to. So hopefully that'll help us.
Coach, in South Dakota, was ever the team's mindset in the final offensive drive that all we need is a field goal to tie?
No, we were going to go for 7. I mean, we've been in that situation probably since I've been here at least 75 to 80 times probably. 2-minute drill, minute 16 to go, 1 timeout, you need a touchdown. And, I could tell by looking at the kids. When you look in their eyes, you can tell they have confidence. And we really didn't lack any confidence offensively. They're a very good defense and obviously play very well at home. But the fumbles, those were just foolish mistakes on our part. That was really the only thing that stopped us on offense. So we had confidence throughout the game.
Eric, what happened in the first half there? You had the ball near midfield with about a minute to play, kind of sat on it, I guess.
Well,
in the first half.
I mean, we had 20.
Usually you guys are pretty aggressive.
Well, 28 seconds to go there. We ran a zone read option, and if we pull the ball and pitch it, we'd probably score. So it could have been a score. We just handed the ball off instead of pitching it. So there was a call for a score, for the record. It's called 13 rope.
Is it, you haven't beaten you and I on the road, obviously, in a while, but is it nice just not having to talk about the streak that you kind of got rid of last year?
Well, our first year, we felt like we had a chance to end the streak here. And we're on the short end of the stick there with Terrell Rennie. And then the next year, we're up there at their place, playing pretty good, back and forth a little bit there. And we dropped I think it was 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 15 dig route that would have given us a big first down and probably would have finished the drive out for a score. So it was good last year to finally get a win. But, they're a good football team, you know, and an established football program. And I have a lot of respect for them and what they do and their coaches.
What have you figured out or fixed? I'm sure you will, the extra point snaps and that
Yeah,
situation?
you know, it's a situation where we just weren't efficient on our snaps there. And, you know, unfortunately, Nathan Gibbs, I've mentioned it before in here, those guys, you know, don't get enough credit, and then all of a sudden when things don't go well, you know, he obviously is disappointed. And I can tell you this, I believe in Nathan Gibbs, and he'll be just fine.
So who'd have just missed that one?
Well, that was a snap.
Okay.
The ball was bobbling on the ground. Dante did a good job of saving it, but he was already, you know, when that ball snapped, them guys are already taken off, and it messes up the timing.
Now, you've been every place in the conference. What are your favorite and least favorite places to be, other than Youngstown State?
As far as playing on the road,
Yeah.
I really I appreciate and love the environment at North Dakota State, Northern Iowa. I think Illinois State's going to have a nice environment, but they redid their stadium. Those are unique and fun places to play. Southern Illinois is a fun place to play. I think they have a unique stadium there and nice setting, great tailgates going on before the game. So those are some of the places that we like to go and play. It'd be interesting when South Dakota State gets their new stadium. They'll have turf, you know, and get rid of the mud and grass and that kind of thing. And I'm sure that'll be a good environment because they always draw a pretty good crowd.
Eric, are you glad this is your final regular season road trip?
I mean, it's, you know, the seasons went so fast, but I don't know. I don't mind the road. I like it because I have the guys in my possession for a lot longer time before the game. You know, I'm not really a control freak, but I do like that part of it.
The players kept referring to this matchup as they thought it would be a dogfight come Saturday, and they consider it like a rivalry game now. Do you see it the same way?
I don't know that it's a rivalry game. I think that's been mentioned a lot here in the past. I see a rivalry game as more of a game like maybe an Illinois State where it's at least back and forth and somewhat closer. You know, they've handled us for a long time around here. And, you know, last year was the first time we beat them in 11 years. And, you know, I see a rivalry game as more of a back and forth type deal. But, you know, it's fun. You know, I think because of their proud tradition and their multiple playoff berths that they've had. And, you know, it's fun to turn the film on and know that you're going to play against guys that have NFL potential. I mean, when I first came in, you know, here at Youngstown State, I watched them on film, and then come the day after the draft, I think they had 7 or 8 guys sign contracts. You know, Illinois State had 7 or 8 last year. These guys possess a lot of talent, and they recruit very well. They recruit to their system, and there'll be guys on this football team that will play on Saturday that'll have opportunities to play in the NFL.
Coach, when the team's on that kind of a losing streak, at what point does Coach Farley maybe want to put some guys in and get them some experience for next year?
You know, I don't know what his thinking would be there. You know, he's obviously getting. I mean, you know, I know that they have significant injuries, so they're playing a lot of guys already. At the same time, you want to keep confidence in your program and what you're doing, but they're still doing a lot of the same things that they have been doing. You can see that they have great pride on defense, and once again, you know, they're really good on defense again, schematically and player-wise, you know. And it seems like everybody we play in this league is really good on defense. You know, I think I saw maybe the other day that there's 6 teams in our league that are in the top 50 on defense. So, you know, it's one thing you better do is you better have a pretty good offensive game plan going into all these games. It's a challenge.
Eric, on your radio pregame interview, you said, I don't think the committee wants us in the playoffs. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I felt like, you know, last year that having a BCS win, I mean, that should count as 2. And, you know, well, you play up, and that should have been 8 wins instead of 7. We had a better record than Indiana State did. They were talking about taking them. We play in the best conference, and, you know, I think that a lot of times there's politics involved and those kind of things. And I don't think we've got enough credit for the strength of our conference, across the country. And that's something that we're finally starting to get noticed for, but it remains to be seen if we're really getting that respect come, the announcements and those kind of things. Ron Strollo had to fight to get South Dakota State in last year, at a 3.
Is the conference, with all due respect, disrespecting the conference or this program?
I don't know. I mean, I don't, it's a tough question to answer. I think that people across the country realize with the BCS wins that we've now had in our conference, and as well as we've played against major players, now they're starting to recognize it. At the same time, the dynamics have completely changed. We are in a conference. In order to make the playoffs at Youngstown State, you cannot afford to have more than 3 losses. And, in our conference, that's a dogfight every week. You got 8 teams, 9 teams that can flat out play. And, it's not like it once was where you're playing an independent schedule. We play in a conference that's the #1 rated conference in the country. And that's got to be your mindset, that you've got to find a way to win your conference games.
Coach, 0-6 at their place. I mean, what is it about playing that team at their place that just makes them?
Is that what our record is, 0-6 there?
Late in the last 12.
Wow, it's not very good.
Last 6.
Right.
Last 6 times. How many times have we won there?
For all 6.
I'm not into statistics. How many times have we won there?
Total?
Yeah.
That I couldn't tell you, but I
Okay.
know 1-11 over the last 12.
Wow. Yeah, it's a tough place to play. South Dakota's 48-6 at home too. And those are tough places to play. Road trips in this league, difficult to do. So that's why we expect a dogfight.
Coach, can you talk about the performance of the defense and what areas you feel like they need to improve coming off that game?
Defensively, I think that offensively, we put our defense in some absolutely horrible situations with the 3 turnovers. I mean, that was a result of 17 points. They did a good job of really holding the 1 field goal there on the 1. But, offensively, we have to do a better job of not turning the ball over and putting us in that situation. At the same time, there's always a couple plays here and there that you want back that we always talk about. Changes the way the game's played. But we had some really good plays on defense. We had some plays we'd like to get back. But that's part of the process. And, we're kind of a bottom line team, whether it's offensive statistics or defensive statistics. The only stat we worry about is the win and loss, and that's just the way we are. We're a bottom line team. I'm a bottom line guy, and that means win or lose, and that's what we're looking for.
I know you hate sacks. I think you guys had 4 in that game.
Yeah.
What were the problems with it?
Well, we probably didn't get rid of the ball a couple of times like we didn't want to. Had a miscommunication. We thought a different play was on than we had called there, and probably trying to force a couple things there. But that's something that's normally been uncharacteristic of us. But it does happen,